to 37%. Congressman Joe Sestak rode the anti-incumbency wave to a primary victory over Senate staple Arlen Specter. And now Congressman Sestak has his sights set on a win in November. It's good to see you today, sir.
It's great to be back, Contessa. Thank you.
So you're out stumping tomorrow, and you're going to have a little help from former President Bill Clinton. What do you expect him to help you most with out on the campaign trail?
Well, as you know, I worked for President Clinton in the White House as a young Navy captain. And during the 8 years of the Clinton administration, 23 million jobs were created. He actually handed over to President Bush and my opponent, Congressman Toomey, the largest budget surplus in the history of America. And so the contrast between how I watched someone do it and how I approached my job in Congress as compared to my opponent, Congressman Toomey, that left Congress with the largest deficit in the history of America. And as he teamed with George Bush, left Pennsylvania over 8 years with 68,000 new jobs, and yet we created 87,000 new jobs every year during the Clinton administration. We cannot go back to the Bush years. To go back to the Clinton years, absolutely, and that's where we're headed.
But we're in the Obama years now. How come it's not President Obama and the work he's doing trying to get Americans hired that's part of this story you're telling?
Well, it's interesting. You know, my first job in the United States Navy, Contessa, back in the Vietnam War era, was damage control officer. In case the ship was ever hit, I had to control the damage. My first job when I got to Congress, and I arrived the year the recession began, was controlling the damage. As George Bush left, in the next 6 months, 3 million jobs were lost. And yet, in the last 6 months, we've gained nearly 1 million jobs with the efforts that we've done down there with the president. So we had to control the damage that, well, Congressman Toomey did when he said throw out the window the requirement that President Clinton had of pay as you go. You want a new program, cancel another one, but balance the budget. And then the president and we have now put that back in place. So we had to control the damage and frankly took some tough votes. But now we're gaining jobs. Is it tough? Sure it is, because of the damage that they did.
Congressman, you have publicly said that you would rather have the First Lady campaigning for you than President Obama. If he were to come to your district, would you want him by your side? Do you think that that would help you in terms of getting voters to the polls to support you?
Oh, actually, when I talked to the White House, I said I would be honored if President Obama would come up here. And actually, I even talked to them on Sunday again about his coming up. But I said, how about Michelle? It is a woman's nation. More women are employed than men for the first time in the history of America. And she can help us also highlight those changes to the working family. So that's why I also wanted Michelle. I really would love to have her.
All right. Good to talk to you, Congressman.
It's great to be back, Contessa. Thanks.
Police in Flint, Michigan are searching for a serial killer.